At the WP&A plant, we use natural gas to supply our roaster or dryer burners. There is a proper way to supply this gas to devices in the plant, and this is using what is known as a gas train. A gas train has multiple parts that allow gas to flow safely to a device. The gas is controlled by a main valve and then fed into a filter. There are pressure meters on each side of the filter to keep track of when the filter needs to be cleaned or replaced. The gas is then fed into a pressure sensor in order to monitor the in-feed gas pressure level. It is then passed through a main pressure regulator, which helps maintain a steady flow of gas. If there is too much gas buildup in the regulator, then there is typically a vent to expel excess gas. Once the gas passes through the main regulator, it is then split through the main line and the pilot line. At WP&A, a double block and bleed system is in place to prevent uncontrolled gas flow in the case of valve failure. There is a main valve and a blocking valve. The double block and bleed setup are used in both the main line and the pilot line. In the main line, a venting valve exists between the main and blocking valve in order to prevent gas buildup. Then, the gas flows through a pressure meter to monitor the output pressure and then passes through a control valve which is actuated by a 4 to 20 milliamp signal. The gas is then ignited by a spark. For the pilot line, once the gas has passed through the blocking valve, it is then fed into an additional regulator. There is a vent connected to the regulator to expel any excess gas buildup. The gas is then fed to a pilot, which is lit by an ignition transformer that is controlled by the FSR. The ignition transformer sends a high voltage to a spark plug in order to create a spark. When oxygen, gas, and spark meet, then the pilot is lit. Once the pilot is lit, the FSR opens the main and blocking valves. The pilot is now used as an ignition source for the main burner, and a much bigger fire is created. A control valve is used in line with the main line in order to control the intensity of the main burner, and by doing so controls the amount of heat in the roaster and dryer. In summary, the gas is split through a main line and a pilot line. A smaller amount of gas is fed into the pilot line for ignition, and the rest is fed into the main line, which then safely controls the gas feed into the combustion system by using an actuating control valve. The entire gas train has many safety features that prevents gas leaks, flameouts, and uncontrolled gas pressure.